Hey guys, welcome to the show, Guys Talking Yoga. This is a podcast designed to help other men get into this wellness practice by interviewing how they got into yoga. I'm your host, Derek Vanderwarker, and listen, I've been doing yoga for 20 years. I've had success in sports, career, in life, but I've also had setbacks and failure in sports and career and life. And I just consider myself a regular guy on the street. And one of the things that's kept me going along the way and has done so much more for me, physically, mentally, and spiritually, is the practice of yoga. I got into it like probably the way most people get into yoga. Somebody says, you got to check out yoga. And while that class didn't change me overnight, it was a door into something that has brought me physical, mental, and spiritual benefits ever since. And I know this show is going to help a lot of guys by hearing the stories from others for how it's helped them in their lives, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Anyhow, thanks for listening. Enjoy the show. So what is yoga? Well, when I was first invited to go to a yoga class in the fall of 2000, working for a tech company in Cambridge, I had no idea what to expect. If anything, I was actually kind of anxious because it was the unknowns that freaked me out. It sort of reminds me of pledging a fraternity in college where the scariest thing was you just don't know what's going to happen next, right? That's always why you kept a quarter and a lighter on you. Anyhow, so yoga is a physical, spiritual, and mental practice. It is not a religion, although its origins did occur in the Hindu Valley 2,500 years ago. So it has aspects of yoga that have influences or references to Hinduism. Some might say it's very similar to Buddhism. Anyhow, you could spend a lifetime exploring all the different paths in yoga. But just to kind of go back to 10,000 feet, it is simply a mind-body practice that has, in the beginning, physical benefits, which continue. Over time, you start to have some real mental benefits. And eventually, maybe you start to have some spiritual benefits. You know, there's no pressure to get to the mental or spiritual. You're probably going to really enjoy it just for the pure physical benefits. So this podcast is designed to give a lot of you guys out there a reason to try yoga, or get into yoga, or get back to yoga, or just be open to doing yoga and not seeing it through the lens of perhaps it's a thing that women do, or you're not flexible enough, you don't have the time for it, and you don't see the value. I think a lot of you will, and I think a lot of you will enjoy it. And the idea is to have these stories kind of help show you guys the way through some of the great experiences these guys have and they're willing to share on this podcast. So thanks for checking out the show. I hope you subscribe to it, and thanks for listening.